Oh, well, I'll be darned.
Glitch had posted a statement about the theatrical release of TADC Episode 9, and I feel a little bad. Again, I think people's reactions, strong or not, were valid. However, upon finding out that theaters wanted TADC Episode 9 to show in theaters a month plus before the YouTube release, what? What ended up happening was they managed to talk them down to 2 weeks. And they were not able to talk them down to 1 week. Which is kind of like the whole, I accidentally hit something, which is kind of the whole, like, what happened. Kind of to quote a comment that I saw on a different video or something or other. My first reaction to finding out it was 2 weeks, I was like, wow, dang, they couldn't get that any lower. My reaction now is, wow, dang, I'm so glad they lowered it. Because that, oh my gosh. I kind of wanted to talk about, I know, I'm sorry, I feel like I feel like I'm milking this. I'm not trying to. I just, like, I made a reactionary video, then I made an actual thought-out video, and now upon, like, learning more information around the theatrical release, I want to make another video kind of, like, having more rounded statements of, like, the synopsis is basically, really cool thing to happen, understand why they did it, really sucky thing for very specific fans. American or not, because, like, I'm an American, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself as an American, because other Americans are, let's just say I've seen some responses, and I'm like, guys, I cannot believe the lack of empathy coming from Americans right now. As an American, I'm speaking as an American. What was I saying? I got off on a rant about Americans. Americans! They only think about themselves. They're spoiled. I did record that tweet thread. I may post my Kane voice acting for that. I, like, made a video. I just never got around to posting it. But, because, oh my gosh, that thread is so funny. But anyways, I could not imagine, like, I have the privilege, and I'm thankful to have the privilege and the option of deciding whether or not I want to go see it in theaters or stay home and hope that I don't get spoiled for 2 weeks and get off social media, etc., etc. It just wasn't feasible for me to do that, really. I couldn't justify that, fully staying off of social media. So I'm, like, lucky and thankful that I at least, regardless of the other stuff with the theatrical release, because my biggest gripe I've talked about, and I'll probably talk about again, but, I at least have the opportunity to go to theaters and, like, see episode 9, and I think that's really cool. Like it's kind of like, this could go one of two ways, and I don't like that it's a 50-50, because it's either going to be the best experience I've ever had in my life, like, one of the best experiences, because, a while ago, I can't remember when this was, when Sonic Symphony was touring, I got to go see Sonic Symphony. I got to go see Sonic Symphony in, like, a theater and whatnot. That was, like, one of the first events I would say I went to that was, like, centered around an interest of mine, like Sonic, and centered around a fandom interest of mine. That was quite literally one of the top 10 moments of my life. I'm not even kidding. It was so cool to just be with a bunch of fans. And, like, we all have the same interest. We share kind of, like, the same mind. And when different songs started playing, it was like, oh my gosh, they're playing Live and Learn, or whatever. So, like, I'm really hoping going to the TADC event, theatrical releases like that, where it's like, when I went to Sonic Symphony, seeing all the fans, seeing cosplays, I got to see, like, a really cool Eggman cosplayer. I think it'd be cool to see, like, more, like, TADC cosplayers. I would love to go to, like, a Comic-Con at some point. Because, man, would that be for me. Just, like, having all the seeing all the fans and stuff, like, actual genuine fans that are cool like that. Because I know most of the fandom's pretty cool like that. You've got some bad actors, but that's just, like, a very small portion of the fandom. Again, I give us all permission to heckle anyone that is going to be a bad actor in the theaters. Because at that point, they give you permission to heckle them. But I'm really hoping it's an experience like I had with Sonic Symphony, where I get to see it and hang out with a bunch of fans, and we all get to go and enjoy, like, like, this is a really cool thing outside of like all of the crap around it, because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, it's a really cool thing and everyone is being whiny little babies about it. That's not true. Everyone is valid in being like, wow, this sucks. And I don't want to sit here like, because I do this thing where I put myself in other people's shoes, and I think about how, wow, it would suck if I just didn't have this opportunity at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the opportunity. Some people straight up don't. They don't have the opportunity to go see it. And again, like, there's still like very specific things that I have like gripes about. Like, I have the privilege to go see it, but I'm more of a homebody. I don't really want to go see it if I don't have to. I don't really care to experience that in theaters. I think it does have the opportunity to be like a really good decision that I make with my life. But I would have rather stayed home. I would have rather maybe filmed the reaction video. I would have rather hung out with friends on a call like I did last time with episode 8. Just different stuff like that. That's kind of like, well, I lose that experience. It is what it is. I'm not getting spoiled for the ending. And to everyone that weirdly is like asking me if I'm gonna post spoilers, I feel like I've made it really obvious I'm not gonna do that. Because I have a brain cell. Because I have this thing called respecting others. It's a really nice trait to have for moments like this. So I'm not going to be posting spoilers. I'm not going to share anything. I've seen other people go to an extreme of like, I'm not even going to share my thoughts. Not going to share anything about episode 9. I probably actually will follow suit with that. The only thing that I maybe want to do as a like combating spoilers type of approach is post fake leaks and fake spoilers, like stuff that's like, holy frick guys, this happened, but it's just to like kind of see if we can't push out the actual spoilers. I did think about that strategy of like posting fake leaks and fake spoilers. That's all I would do. That is all I would do. And I would like to plan this in advance, so if I accidentally get something right, you know, kind of like the episode 8 theory boards. The problem is I don't know how to make a legitimate leak because I can't 3D animate, which is something that I'm, you know, is a increasingly painful realization that I will probably need to learn, or it would benefit me a lot learning how to 3D animate, or even just make like low poly models. Anyways, way off track. The stuff surrounding the release, like, I kind of think of it as Glitch has an insane opportunity to take an insane step towards really bringing light to indie animation, right? Like, this is an insane step for indie animation. And people are kind of like comparing it to Markiplier and Iron Lung, which I would also like to address. I don't really watch Markiplier. I did watch some Markiplier videos. I don't regularly watch Markiplier. I haven't seen a Markiplier video in a while. I don't even know when. So I don't really watch Markiplier. I don't know if I got spoilers for Iron Lung, because I really don't know what happens. Still, I think that despite that, I'm realizing whatever spoilers I did see, I probably actually engaged with, because I wasn't interested in watching that kind of movie. Nothing against Markiplier, nothing against stuff like that. It just wasn't a movie that like reached out to me specifically to watch. But I'm really happy for Markiplier. But this isn't about Markiplier. For indie animation, this, like, to have your indie show in theaters, like, to even just have that opportunity, like, the indie show has gotten big enough to where it's something that could be shown in theaters. That is a huge, monumental, like, moment for indie animation, in my opinion. Like, that's a really huge thing. So in that sense of like kind of thinking future oriented, this makes a lot of sense. And I'm in a way, I'm like glad that Glitch accepted this position. And in a way, I'm glad that they're, you know, they kind of knew beforehand different stuff. And I really like the idea that they are trying to get everybody to like Show theaters how much you want to see this in theaters. They want money. Let them know that you will give them money. I wish they were a little more immediately transparent about it. Given like everything kind of happened really quick, and for me especially, like everything was happening really quick because there was not only rumors, but then the rumors were confirmed, then we got a trailer, and I'm still processing what happened in episode 8, trying to get theory boards together. Like for me specifically, it was just like I got whiplash, and I can imagine it was very similar to other people regardless of, like I was trying to make content out of a theorized episode 9, and now we're already getting stuff. I was like, oh, okay. I do wish that they were like more immediately upfront with why it was a 2-week gap. Because I like, they could have cleared up a lot of stuff. And had been honest and said like, hey, we wanted to take this opportunity. We actually had to compromise a little bit. Sorry about that. But I do appreciate that they actually bothered to address it, and they did bother to bring it up and actually make a statement about it. Like, that's the one thing that I do like about Glitch, is that they're usually pretty transparent and try and clear up stuff. I do imagine that it would take like a day or two just to kind of think about things and get things in order, get things set up, whatever. They've got other shows they're worrying about. They've got a lot of other things to think about. So I guess, to be fair, this is like a pretty quick response, but it's just, it's just the way that all of that kind of went down. People were like, people were upset. There were people that were like saying Glitch was like this greedy corporation that they just want money. And it's like, dude, if you had the opportunity to put your indie show in theaters, you're not gonna take that. Like, I would. But I think a lot of people just like were just upset and being very reactionary. And knowing this fandom, some of those reactions were just very like, guys. And in a way, I understand it. Like, I'm not saying that they weren't valid in feeling like, wow, that's garbage. But a lot of people were also misunderstanding the complaints, because a lot of people were like, why are you upset that an indie show is showing in theaters? That's not what people are upset about at all. People are thrilled. Like, I had even stated on my end, like, it's really cool that TADC is like in theaters. What people were upset about was the 2-week gap, and then there are people that don't even have the opportunity to go see it, so it puts them in a weird spot. You know what I'm saying? I did see some people doing the strat of like making a new account. I'd hate to say it, I don't think that'll work. It might. Like, I'm thinking of it like this: if TADC is big enough, I saw Moist Critical post a video about TADC or something. Like, he responded to that situation. I didn't watch the video yet. Moist freaking Critical. You have content creators talking about TADC. Like, TADC isn't this little puny, like, 100 views type of indie animated show. Like, TADC was like a staple in indie animation, I would say. It was like a really big deal. It is a really big deal. So I would not be surprised, again, like I had said in my other video, there are even people that, like, aren't into stuff like that I know. Like, there is a person that I know that isn't into cartoons getting TADC stuff. And it may have been because they follow me, but yeah, so you're dealing with, like, TADC is a big thing, and I know this fandom. There are a lot of people that are going to post spoilers. It's like Thanos when he's like, I am inevitable. It's probably gonna happen. I'm sorry for that. It is still early. Like, it is like 2 months, of time that we got. I am hoping that a lot of people, if they do post spoilers, I hope they're fake. I hope they're not, like, actual spoilers. Part of the reason why I didn't want to go in theaters to see TADC. People have lost theater etiquette. And this is the sucky part about going to an event like this, because am I going to be loaded up in a theater where everyone has sucky theater etiquette? I saw what happened with the Minecraft movie. oh gosh, that's not gonna be fun for me. And I'm not saying that like TADC fans are like that. Again, I think this is a rather smaller portion of the fandom. At least I'm hoping that's the case. God help me if it's not. But yeah, it's just like, you can get excited. It's okay to get excited. I feel sorry for the people that are going to be sitting next to me, because I will be doing my gosh darned best to hold everything in. Because when I watch episodes and stuff, I laugh. I, react. And every time I do, I feel bad, even in the comfort of my own home. I think going to theaters is going to be fun, but it also is going to suck for reasons like that. And again, I understand why Glitch did this decision, and it sucks that theaters weren't respectful about that, kind of like bothering to push the date closer to the YouTube release and vice versa. And I'm sure that that's another thing I want to address. I'm sure that Glitch is probably not going to push up the YouTube premiere, probably having to do with other contracty stuff. I think at this point Glitch's hands are tied, if that makes sense. I don't think, like, it sucks, but maybe this kind of outrage will kind of get theaters to kind of, in the future avoid situations like this, because that's kind of like a bad look on theaters, right? Theater, you suck! So maybe it'll be something like that, where in the future this whole fiasco will actually kind of improve the situation. In my opinion, they should have just done the release, like, way later. They should have had the June 19th premiere, and then, like, 2 to 4 weeks later, show it in theaters or something, have special screenings. I guess that wouldn't have sold as much tickets, but maybe it would have, because people would have gotten to, like, there would be way less of a pressure to maintain theater etiquette. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I already saw the episode on YouTube and I'm going to a theater to see it, at that point, like, me personally, this isn't me advertising, like, anti-theater etiquette. At that point, it would just be to experience that with a bunch of fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be the reason to go experience it in theaters, is, like, to experience it with the fans. And, like, yeah, at that point, go ahead and sing Kane's Requiem. Like, we have mouths, so now we can scream. Do not do that don't do that, though. Don't do that. But yeah, at this point, like, I kind of figured it was that kind of situation where Glitch's hands were tied. It is what it is. It does kind of suck that just the way that this all happened, and I kind of feel bad. I hope I wasn't super, like, frick you, Glitch. I was just put in a really awkward position, along with other people. And it sucks that a lot of people are misinterpreting people's valid, like, criticisms about this whole thing. Like, it sucks. But again, I understand why Glitch did it. This is, like, a really, I'm thinking, like, future-wise, this would open the door for a lot. This would really put a light on indie animation. This would really, like, that is a staple in indie animation. And just indie content in general. Same with, like, Iron Lung. Like, that was a really big staple in, like, self-funded indie created stuff. And I had recorded, like, to also add, I had recorded that video I just posted, like, this morning. Actually, by the time that I post this video, it'll probably be tomorrow. By the time I had posted my last video, kind of, like, readdressing, like, criticizing Glitch, or whatever it was about, I don't even remember. And it was, like, talking about the theatrical release again. I literally recorded that video, like, in the morning and wanted to post it that night, but then it was getting late for me. There was, like, different stuff that I had to think about, so I just went to bed and was like, I'll post it tomorrow. And then Glitch made the statement, and then I was like, no, now I feel bad. I was supposed to post this yesterday, but I just ran out of time and stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to come back on and ramble about that again, because stuff changed, and I kind of wanted to bring light to, like, the concept of, like, I understand why Glitch did it. The way that it has happened sucks for a lot of people, myself included, and people are allowed to be upset for having to log off of social media for 2 weeks if they can't go see it in theaters, and then people are allowed to be upset for being, having to deal with the 50-50 of, like, is this gonna be a decent theater that's not going to shout Kane's Requiem and be talking over the video and audio and stuff? Like, is it gonna be a good experience? People are allowed to kind of have those concerns. And to also add to this, like, people were comparing it to Iron Lung. Iron Lung didn't publish 8 episodes on YouTube for free at a time where everyone could watch it and then proceed to post the finale in theaters 2 weeks in advance for a specific audience in a region. Like, that's a different scenario. like that's a whole different scenario. Like, I haven't had to worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, I could just enjoy the episodes. Like, people weren't forced to stay off of social media. They were just like, oh, if I can't see it right away, I'll stay off of social media until I can see it. And usually that's within like a couple to a few days' time. I haven't had to worry about deciding whether or not I want to wait for 2 weeks to avoid spoilers and get off of social media for a full 2 weeks, or go see it in theaters and run the risk of having a theater that has zero theatrical etiquette. So it's frustrating for people to like be making comparisons like that when it's like an unfair comparison, because there's been a specific method with the way that Glitch has been doing TADC, and then they've randomly decided to suddenly switch it up because of the finale, and it's the finale. But anyways, I would like to plan to make a TADC quote-unquote spoiler that's going to be a fake leak or fake spoiler. I'm not going to post actual spoilers. I'm just hoping that I can flush out the algorithm a bit. I'm hoping to protect you guys. Any of my fellow fans that cannot go see TADC in theaters because their theaters suck and they lack actual taste and quality, and they have bad taste and bad quality. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to ramble about the updated situation, and this will probably be outdated by the time that I edit this like hour long. How long have I been recording? That's 35 minutes. Awesome. I just wanted to talk about that again. Woo!